Hi guys, this is the follow-up to Chapter 2 of Afternoon in the Amazon. This one will be familiar to you because it actually covers a topic we've talked a lot about, which is layers of a tropical rainforest. Here's a picture at the beginning of a big, tall tree. Remember, one of the characteristics is that the trees are close together and very, very tall. A tropical rainforest is like a building with lots of floors, but the floors are called strata. Strata, or layers. The layer has its own unique name, and each is home for a different kind of plant and creature. The top layer is called, hold on, the canopy layer. We know there's another one too, but it's included in the canopy in this one. Let's see about the canopy. It is like a big green umbrella over the whole forest. In most tropical rainforests, the canopy is more than 100 feet above the ground. To give you an idea of how big that is, I'm about 5 feet and 6 inches tall. So it would take about 20 of me to get to 100 feet. That's pretty tall. It is noisy in the canopy. Most of the animals in the rainforest live there. Birds are squawking, monkeys chatter, frogs are croaking all day long. They feed on canopy leaves and insects and nuts and fruits. A lot of animals actually live their whole life in the canopy and they never touch the ground. Wow. In some rainforests, a few trees grow even taller than the canopy trees. And those trees are called the emergents. That is the emergent layer. And the distance from the ground to the top of the emergent can be greater than the height of a 14-story building. Whew! Here's a couple animals we learned about. Here's a howler monkey. And if you remember, the howler monkey can be heard howling from 3 miles away. And look, a harpy eagle, the biggest eagle in the world and definitely a major predator. They live in Central and South America. Beneath the canopy and the emergence is a layer called the understory. The understory is dark and shadowy, and that's because the leaves of the canopy are so close together that only a teeny tiny bit of sun even shines through. The trees in the understory are not very tall. Some are young trees that will grow to become part of the canopy, but most of them never grow taller than about 15 feet. That's 3 Miss Susans tall. Several different kinds of wildcats live in the understory. It is also home for all sorts of bats and owls, monkeys, snakes, and lizards. Ocelots live there. Ocelots look like big, beautiful house cats, but they're twice as big. Here's one. Meow. Isn't that cool? The forest floor is the bottom layer of a rainforest. It is very dark, very quiet. The ground is covered with rotting leaves. A few ferns and bushes might grow among the giant trunks of the canopy trees. The animals that live on the forest floor are not as noisy as those in the canopy and understory. Jaguars prowl silently looking for food. Snakes slither over tree roots. Millions of insects and spiders creep through the carpet of dead leaves. Each layer of a rainforest can seem like a separate world, but all of the plants and animals in a rainforest are connected. They depend on one another to survive. That is called interdependence. Look, we'll talk about interdependence more. Here are the layers that you guys already know. You got your emergence here, canopy layer here, the understory, and then the deep, dark forest floor. Let's see. Here's an example of interdependence. There's a wasp called the tiny fig wasp. They lay their eggs in the fig tree flowers. So then the wasps are carrying pollen from the flowers of other fig trees, okay? Pollen is those little tiny yellow grains that are inside of flowers, and it's also what makes us sneeze. So pollen causes the flowers that the wasps have laid their eggs in to produce fruit. The fruits are full of fig seeds. Number 3, monkeys, bats, and birds eat the fruit of fig trees, which are delicious. And they spread the seeds to other parts of the forest. How? By transporting them to other places and by using the bathroom. Sometimes there are seeds left over in their bathroom material. And guess what happens then? New fig trees grow where the seeds are dropped. So that's interdependence. The fig tree needs the wasp. The wasp needs the fig tree. The monkeys, birds, and bats need the fruit, but the fig trees need the monkeys, birds, and bats to spread them so they can keep growing. That is interdependence. Pretty cool. And that is chapter 2 of our resource book, Follow Up for the Rainforest. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something, and be looking very shortly for chapter 3 of Afternoon on the Amazon, followed by a very cool chapter in this book about rainforest plants. Bye.